Good evening. Welcome to today's session. We'll wait for another 30 seconds for people to join the session, and then we'll start with the questions. I hope things are clear. The last two sessions. The first session was the basics and the theory part. Yeah, good evening, Shweta. In the second session was the theory, and then there was questions. I hope things were clear. Is the audio audible? Good evening. Okay, we'll start with the session now. Please post your answers. It's time. People who have yet to post, please post it. There is one person who has got option C. Others who are solving it, please post your answers. So one has got option C and one has got option B. Others who are yet to solve or who are yet to post your answers, please post, so that I can have a understand how many people have got this answer and how many are still struggling to solve this. So this is not a pure geometry question. This is a combination question with geometry. Option C, option B, option A. And there's a lot of deviation among people here. Okay. Others who have yet to post your answers, please post. There are only 3 responses. Okay. So we'll see how to go about this question here. So what they're saying is there are 4 horizontal and 4 vertical lines. And 4 vertical lines parallel and equidistant to one another on a board. What is the maximum number of rectangles and squares that can be found? So there are 4, and I'm sorry with the lines, 4 vertical lines like this. The 4 vertical lines and 4 horizontal lines. This will never, this will not end. Okay. So what they're asking is, from these 4 lines, 4 horizontal and 4 vertical lines, what is the maximum number of rectangles and squares that can be formed? To form a rectangle or a square, to form a rectangle or a square, you need 2 horizontal lines, and 2 vertical lines, 2 vertical lines. So you need any 2 vertical lines, and then 2 horizontal lines. Only then you can create a square or a rectangle. So this question becomes then the concept of combinations. In permutations and combinations, this is a combination question. In combinations, you have to choose, there is selection of items. So what we have to do here is, out of these 4 vertical lines, 4 vertical and 4 horizontal, 4 vertical and 4 horizontal lines, we have to select 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. And how do we do that? That is given by 4C2. This is for the vertical lines, into 4C2. This is for the horizontal lines. And this would be the total number of, the maximum number of rectangles and squares that can be formed. And what is the formula of NCR? NCR equal to factorial n divided by factorial r into factorial n minus r. This is the formula for NCR. When you are choosing r objects out of n objects, and the order doesn't matter, then the formula is given by factorial n divided by factorial r upon n minus r. So here, to make a rectangle or a square, don't worry about equal sides and equal angles. You just have to make a square or a rectangle. So if you choose any 2 sides, any 2 lines, any 2 horizontal lines and any 2 vertical lines, you would get a square or a rectangle. They're asking what is the maximum number of square and rectangle. So any combination would be counted here. So all the combinations will be counted here. So this would be 4 factorial, and r factorial is, this is r is 2, 2 factorial into 2 factorial. 4 minus 2 is 2. So n minus r, 4 minus 2 is 2 factorial. And this is equal to into 4 factorial upon 2 factorial into 2 factorial. And 4 factorial will be 4 into 3 divided by, into 2. You can write it as 4, 3 into 2 factorial. Because 2 into 1 can be written as 2 factorial. This is 2 factorial into 2 factorial. Again, this is like 4 into 3 into 2 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. And 2 factorial gets cancelled. This would be equal to 4 3s are 12 by 2, 12 by 2. So 6 into 6, 36. The correct answer is option C. There will be 36 rectangles and squares that can be formed using these 4 lines, 4 horizontal lines and 4 vertical lines. And the concept of n factorial is, for example, n factorial means n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 till 1. For example, 4 factorial would be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. 3 factorial would be 3 into 2 into 1. So 10 factorial would be 10 into 9 into 8. This till into 1. I hope this is understood and this is clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask. This question is not just a pure, not pure geometry. This is a combination of geometry and combinations. Concepts in permutation and combination. So if you have any doubts, you can post your doubts in the comment section. Are things clear? For people who have got option A, option B, please let me know if things are clear. We'll move to the next section, next question. Okay. So we'll move to the next question then. So take 2 minutes to solve this question. Okay. I think I'll solve this question. If people are still solving, please let me know. If you have any doubts also, you can post it in the chat section. We'll see how to go about this question. So there are two walls and a ceiling of a room meet at a right angle at a point P. A fly is in the air 1 meter from one wall and 8 meters from other wall and 9 meters from point P. How many meters is the fly from the ceiling? So let me take a box type thing, cuboid. So imagine this is a room and they're saying that a wall, two walls, this wall and this wall, this is one wall, this is second wall, and they are meeting on the ceiling, top ceiling, they are meeting at this point. This is point P. And what they're saying is a fly is in the air 1 meters from one wall. So I'll just write it like this here. The fly is, I think I can use yesterday's problem. Because that we have used. Yeah. So imagine this is the imagine this is point P. If this is the point P, they're saying a fly is flying. Just a minute, I'll just see the question here. A fly is in the air 1 meter from one wall and 8 meters from another wall. So this is a fly. Let this be a fly here. So this thing is 1 meter from this wall. This is 1 meter. And 8 meters from this wall. This is 8 meters. And this is from point P. This is 8 meters. This is 9 meters. Yeah, 9 meters from point P. I hope things are clear. I'll just try it properly now. So from this wall, it is 1 meter. From this wall, this is 8 meters. From this wall, this is 1 meter. And from here, it is 9 meters. They are asking from the roof, what is this height? So if you draw a diagram like this, so this is 8 meters, this is 1 meter, and from this point, P is here. This is 9 meters. They are asking this height from the roof. I hope this is understood. If you have any query, you can please post here before I move to the solving part. Are things clear in this diagram, in this room's diagram? That where is the fly, the position of the fly? I'll just draw it again. So the fly is somewhere here. Like if I draw a line of fly somewhere here, so this from this wall it is 1 meter, from this wall it is 8 meters, and from here if you draw a line like this, it is 9 meters, and from the roof they're asking the height, at what height the fly is there. This is like this. Okay, so what we do here is this is like a body diagonal. If I consider this thing is 8 centimeters like this, if this is 1 meter and this is 8 meters, and this is the roof. So if this is the point P, and if I consider the fly here, fly is here, this wall is from, this fly is from 1 meters from this wall, 8 meters from this wall, and 9 meters from here. This is 9 meters, and this is H. We need to calculate H. So if this is a cube, then this line would be the body diagonal, the diagonal of it. And diagonal's formula is diagonal is equal to root of length, breadth, and height square. I hope this is clear. I have taken this, the point of the fly as a vertex of a cube or a cuboid, and then this is a cuboid, not a cube. So this length is 8, this length is 1, and this body diagonal is 9 from this corner, and this is the edge P, where the roof, where two walls and the ceiling meets. And H is the height of this cuboid. So the diagonal formula is given by root of L square plus W square plus H square. I hope this is clear. If this is clear, please let me know. I'll go to the solving part, and I can solve it here itself. So this 9 square, diagonal is 9 here. So 9 is equal to root of, this is 8 square plus 1 square plus H square. And this is equal to 81. If I square both sides, 81 is equal to 64 plus 1 plus H square. And if I bring this here, H square is equal to 81 minus 64 minus 1. So this would be 16. And H would be 4. Root of 16. H is root of 16, that is 4. I hope this is clear. If you have any doubts, please post it in the chat section. Okay. If there are still any doubts, you can post it in the chat section. I've tried my best to clear this. Try to show how this is correct. Okay, we'll move to the next question then. So the correct answer is option A. Correct answer is option A. I hope you have your things. Things are clear. We'll move to the next question. So take 2 minutes to solve this question. It's time. Please post your answers. And this question doesn't require any formula. It has to be, you have to count it physically. And visually you have to count it. So there is no formula or nothing in this question. So 3 people have have posted their answers, and all of them have got option B, that is 20 triangles. So others who have yet to post their answers, do that. 20, and now there is one more option on answer for option D. 24. We'll see how to go about this question. So we have to manually, visually calculate it. I'll just change the ink. Change the thickness also. So we'll first calculate the top portion. This is a pentagon. There are 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 sides. And here the triangles that are facing us is 1. This is 2. This is 3. And other side is you have 4 and you have 5. This top faces is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, in the bottom also there is a pentagon. This one. I hope this is clear. This pentagon. There are 5 sides here. Again, like the top side, again bottom also there will be 5 triangles. The one which is visible is here. The second is this one. Third is this one. Fourth is this one, back side. And fifth is this one. There are 5 at the bottom and 5 at the top. So top and bottom is top 5, bottom 5. Just changing top 5 and bottom 5. So total 10. Now we have sides. In the sides there are like this is 1, this face is 2, this face is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and then the other side is this one, 6, 7, back side is 8, this is 9, and this behind side is 10. There are 10 in the sides. The total triangles are in the sides are 10. So totally there are 10 plus 10, 20 triangles. 10 on the top, 5 on the top, 5 in the bottom, and 10 in the sides. The total is 10 plus 10 is 20 triangles. The correct answer is option B. I hope things are clear. And there is no calculation here. We just have to count. If things are clear, I'll move to the next question. If there is any doubt, please ask, or else I'll move to the next question. Okay, I'll move to the next question. It'll take 2 minutes to solve this. There was no trick, LKR. You just have to count. You need a bit of imagination because it's a 3-dimensional object. This question is not purely geometry. It's geometry also, and it is a combination question also. So there are quite a variation. 2 people have got option C, 2 people have got option D. We'll see how to go about this question. They're asking how many diagonals can be drawn by joining the vertices of an octagon. An octagon is a polygon with 8 sides. That would look somehow like this. there are 8 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 sides here, and they're asking how many diagonals can be drawn. What is a diagonal? A diagonal is something which joins the vertices, like this, opposite vertices. This one, like this one. Sorry, this is, and then this one. This. These are the diagonals. Okay, so there are 8 sides, but in these 8 sides, 3 sides cannot be, if you cannot connect the 3 points. There are 8 points also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 points. So in these 8 points, these 3 points, 1, 2, for example, if you are taking this point and then counting how many diagonals we can draw, we cannot draw this, like if you connect 1 and point 2 and 1 and point 8, it is not a diagonal, it is a side of the octagon. So we can only connect with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. That means 3 points are left out. So you have 1 point can connect only 5 sides. So you have 8 into 5. 8 5s are 40. But one more catch is it will be double counting. For example, when you are like now we are considering only 0.1, and we have this to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 diagonals that we can draw. But this 1 and 3 will be counted again when we consider 3 here. This point will be again counted. So this is double counting. So we divide this by 2. So this is the number of diagonals that can be drawn. This is 8, 2 1s are 2 4s are 4 5s are 20. 20 diagonals can be drawn out of this octagon. The correct answer is option A. For your reference, there is a formula also where the number of diagonals in a polygon of n sides is given by n into n minus 3 by 2. So you can solve it like this also, and you solve it like this, counting like this also. N into n minus 3 by 2. This is the formula for number of diagonals in a polygon with n sides. Okay, I'll just explain this way, the normal counting way. So take a vertex here, that is vertex point 1, vertex 1. And to draw a diagonal, you have to connect it with the next vertices. I mean, you cannot connect it with vertex 2, because that would become the side of the octagon. That will not become the diagonal of the octagon. So the next point that you can connect from 1 is 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7. So there will be, and 8 also you cannot join, because that will become again the side of the octagon. It will not become the diagonal, that will become the side. And so when you are taking one vertex here, so you cannot connect it with these 3, that is 8, 1 and 2. There is only 5 points left, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So the number of points left is only 5 out of 8. So that is n minus 3. 8 minus 3 is 5. So 5 points are there. So 8 into 5 number of diagonals. But you would be double counting it, because when you are counting for vertex 3, you would again count 3 to 1 as one more diagonal. So you have to divide by 2. So 8 into 5 by 2 is 20. Or else you can use a standard formula that is there. Number of diagonals in a polygon is of n sides is given by n into, where n is the side, n into n minus 3 by 2. For example, if for a rectangle has 4 sides, so you can take it as 4 into 4 minus 3 by 2. That is 4 by 2, that is 2. So in a rectangle then there is only 2 diagonals. And in a triangle there is no diagonal, because if you join two lines to two vertex, that will be the side of the triangle. The triangle has no diagonal, zero diagonal. I mean, you can check in this formula also. When n is equal to 3, this will become 0. Number of sides will become, and diagonals will become 0, because 3 minus 3 is 0. So triangle doesn't have a diagonal. I hope this is clear. And please note down this formula, n into n minus 3 by 2. LKR, I hope you have understood this. Please let me know if this is clear. If you have any doubts, please ask. Okay. LKR, is this clear? No, formula is for any polygon. Yeah, that's what I've shown you here. For rectangle, if you can put the formula here. And number of sides is n. So 4 into 4 minus 3 by 2. 4 minus 3 is 1. 4 by 2 is 2. So the in rectangle has two diagonals. So like a so if you are considering pentagon will be 5 into 5 minus 3 by 2. This is equal to 5 into 2 by 2. So pentagon would have 5 diagonals. So this formula is applicable for any polygon with n sides. So this formula for diagonal. I hope it's clear. Okay, we'll move to the next question. So take 2 minutes to solve this question. There are two responses for option B. 3 now. We'll see how to go about this question. If you have any doubts, please post it in the comment section or the chat section. See, what they're asking is that the figure drawn below gives the velocity graphs of two vehicles A and B. The straight line OKP represents the velocity of the vehicle. OKP is the velocity of the vehicle at any instant, whereas the horizontal straight line CKD represents the velocity of vehicle B at any instant. In the figure, T is the point where the perpendicular from P meets the horizontal line CKD, such that PD is equal to half into LD. What is the ratio between the distances covered by vehicles A and B in the line in the time interval OL? In this time interval, they are asking what is the distance covered by, ratio of the distance covered by vehicle A and vehicle B. Vehicle A's velocity is linearly increasing, and this line OP represents the velocity of OP of the vehicle A, and the CD represents the velocity of vehicle B. So we know that velocity distance is equal to velocity into time. So velocity is in the y-axis, time is in the x-axis. So when we multiply this two, velocity and time, you get the distance. So in this case, the velocity and time would be the area of the figures that is drawn in this graph, velocity and time graph. So for example, the velocity or the distance traveled by distance of A would be equal to 0, I mean O, P and L, the area covered by this graph. Oh, this is the area of of triangle OPL, and the distance covered by vehicle B is equal to area of rectangle OCDL. So this is distance covered by A, and this is distance covered by B. And distance covered by A is area of triangle OPL. This is the triangle. This area under this graph, and for the velocity, the distance traveled by B is the area of this rectangle. This OCDL. Now this becomes the geometry question. So now the area of DA. What is DA? Area of triangle. Sorry, distance covered by vehicle A is area of triangle OPL. That is OPL. It is equal to half into base is OL, height is PL. So OL is the base into height. Area of triangle is equal to half into base into height. The base is OL and height is PL. And they have given that PD is equal to half into LD, or LD is equal to 2 into PD. Okay, so I can write this PL as, I'll convert it into PD. So I'll write this PD as half into, or I'll convert this into, I'll convert it into PD itself. So half into OL into PL. PL is equal to PD plus DL. PD plus DL. And this is equal to half into OL into PD is, let that be PD. DL is equal to 2 into PD. And this DL is equal to 2 into PD. So this is PD plus 2 PD. This is equal to this is equal to half into OL into 3 PD. This is the distance traveled by vehicle A, half into OL into 3 PD. Now what is the distance traveled by vehicle B? That is DB is equal to the area of the rectangle OCDL. OCDL. Here the length is time OL, length into breadth. This length is OL, breadth is DL. So I have OL and DL, and I know that DL is equal to, from this equation, I have DL is equal to 2 into PD. I can write this as OL into 2 PD. This is DB. So I have DA and I have DB. What I've tried to do is I've tried to make this, the area to bring it in same terms. There is PD here, there is PD here, there is OL and there is OL. So that when I take the ratio, I can eliminate these variables, OL and OL, PD and PD. So DA, what they've asked is DA by DL. The distance covered by vehicle A divided by the distance covered by vehicle B is equal to half into OL into 3 PD divided by OL into 2 PD. So OL gets cancelled, PD gets cancelled. This is equal to 3 by, this is half, this 2 is here and another 2 is here. 2 into 2 is 4. The ratio is 3 by 4. The correct answer is option C. If there is any doubt, please ask. People, I mean, if there is even slight doubt on any of the part, please ask. I'll be happy to clear your doubts. I mean, there is no harm in asking your doubts. I mean, UPSC is asking these kinds of questions, so I mean, it is getting tough. So please don't keep any doubt with yourself. Please get it clarified. So is everything clear? I mean, there is no doubt. I'll move to the next question. If there is any, please do post it in the chat section. If it's clear, please let me know so that I get the confidence to move to the next part. The confidence or the confirmation to move to the next question. So please let me know if things are clear. So in physics, there is a concept which says that the area under the velocity time graph is the distance traveled by the particle. This is a physics concept, and they have asked it here. The area under velocity and time graph gives the distance traveled by that particle. That question is asked here. I hope this is clear. I'll move to the next question then. So take two. It's time. Please post your answers. There are two responses. One is for option A and one is for option C. That is 6:5 and another is 6:1. Those who are, solving it, if you have already solved, please post your answers. If you are solving it, please complete it. There is a response for option A and option B. So A, B, and C. There is a wide variation here. We'll see how to go about this question. So they're saying that two persons, A and B, are running on a circular track. At the start, B is ahead of A, and their positions make an angle of 30 at the center of the circle. When A reaches the point diametrically opposite to his starting point, he meets B. What is the ratio of the speeds of A and B if they are running with uniform speeds? So there is a circle here. And I'm sorry if this doesn't look like a circle. So they're saying two people are running A and B, and at the start, B is ahead of A. Let this be the position of A, and B is ahead of A. And the positions make an angle of 30 degrees at the center of the circle. So this is 30 degrees at the center of the circle. This is 30. When A reaches the point diametrically opposite to his starting point. So this point diametrically opposite is like this. Now A would reach here. he meets B. So he meets B. So B is also here. So what is the ratio of the speeds of A and B? So now they have started after this position, they have started moving. A is ahead. So sorry, B is ahead. B moves like this. A also moves like this. And they meet at this point that is diametrically opposite to the starting point of option A. Sorry, person A. This angle is 180 degree. This is 180 degree. And this angle is 180 minus 30, that is 150. 30 and 150. So there were like these two parts. This is 30. This is the position of A. This is the position of B. And there is this line where again they meet, A and B meet. And this angle is 150 because they are diametrically opposite. The whole this thing 30 plus 50, 150 should be 180. So they are asking the ratios of speed A and speed B. So what is speed? Speed is equal to distance divided by time. And this is equal to, this implies that T is equal to speed into time. Right. I mean, in this case, let this be in this itself. So let this be in this way itself. So S is equal to distance upon time. So SA, the speed of A is equal to distance traveled by A divided by T, time taken by A. And SB is equal to distance traveled by B divided by time taken by B. Now in this case, the distance that they have traveled, the time taken is same because they meet at the same time. The time taken is same for A and B is same because they meet at the same time. The distance would change. The distance traveled by A would be the half of the circumference of this circle. Let this, the radius of the circle be R. So this would be half of the distance traveled by A is equal to half of the circumference of the circle. Circumference. And this is equal to half of 2 pi R. This is equal to 2 to cancel. And the distance traveled by A is pi R. Now how do I calculate the distance traveled by B? So the distance traveled by B is, see this angle that is 150 degree. So B has covered 150 degree in the same time. So I had given the formula here. The sector, I think even for this, the sector of the circle, the arc of the circle, the length of the arc is equal to theta divided by 360 into circumference, that is 2 pi R. This is the length of the arc. So we need to calculate the length of the arc, this arc, from here to here. This is the arc that we need to calculate. So how would we calculate? The distance of that arc is nothing but the distance that is traveled by B. Theta is 150 degree divided by 360 degree into 2 pi R. 2 pi R. So we know that the distance traveled by A is pi R and the distance traveled by B is 150 by 360 into 2 pi R. So we have to divide these two. Distance traveled by A divided by distance traveled by B. This is what is asked. This is equal to pi into R divided by 150 by 360. 360 will go in the numerator. Pi R, this will be 150 into 2 pi R. Pi R. So pi R and pi R gets cancelled. 0, 0 gets cancelled. We have 36 divided by 15 into 2. This is 3 5s, 3 1s, 3 2s, 2 1s, 2 6. This is equal to 6 by 5. This is what is asked, dA by dB. So the correct answer is option 6 by 5. option A. I hope this is clear. If you have any queries, you can post in the chat section. If there's any, okay. So there was one more announcement to make. This video will be made public. I mean, this will be there for another half an hour to 45 minutes. So for people who have, if they have faced a network issue, you can refer the videos. So this video will be there for 45 minutes, another 45 minutes. 45 minutes from the end of the session. So you can come back and refer to this video again if you had any network issue in the middle. I hope this is clear. If there is any doubt, please ask. Else we'll take one last question before ending the session. We'll move to the next question then. I think there is no more doubt. We'll move to the next question. So take 2 minutes to solve this. Two responses for option C. Others who are yet to post, please post. And I just wanted to tell one more thing. I just wanted to thank you all for attending these sessions with we have completed almost 32 sessions now, and we have been consistent. We have started the sessions from March 8th, and we have been conducting daily 1 hour sessions, and only Sundays are off. And we wanted to thank you for your consistency, and also for your consistency and your motivation is actually encouraging us also to do these sessions. I just wanted to thank you from our team. Thanks for all the efforts and encouragement that you are showing, and also the energy that you're giving to us. So there are 3 responses for C. Others who have are still solving, if you have already solved, please post your answers. Okay, we'll see how to go about this question. Panther, you're welcome. And the encouragement with which you are all attending these sessions, it's actually helping us all a lot, and it's also motivating us also. So this, this session, these sessions were actually planned to make it more interactive so that people could ask doubts here and clarify all their doubts here. So we'll see the solution here. They're saying that there are 12 equal squares are placed to fit in a rectangle of diagonal 5 centimeters. There are 3 rows containing 4 squares each. No gaps are left between the adjacent square. What is the area of each square? They are saying that there is a rectangle with a diagonal that is 5 centimeters. And there are 3 rows containing 4 squares each. And no gaps are left behind between the adjacent squares. What is the area of each square? So if its diagonal is 5 centimeters, so we can take this as 3 centimeters and 4 centimeters, 3, 4, 5 triangle. So this becomes again 4 centimeters and 5 centimeters. So this would be a rectangle with 4 centimeters width and 5 centimeters length. Sorry, this is not 5, this is 3. This is 3. So 3 and 4. And they're asking if there are 3 rows containing 4 squares each. There are 1, 2, and 3 rows. And there are 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There are totally 12 equal squares. 12 equal squares. How much? I mean, the area of one square is a square. And we are supposed to calculate the area of each square. That is, area of one square is 12 into a square. This is equal to, the sides are 3 into 4. So this is equal to 12 and 12. This is the area of each square, a square. 12 ones of a square is 1. So the area of each square is 1. So the correct answer is option C. So this is, the answer is C. Yeah, good night.